We'll do a nice undercarriage overview. Unidentified disc brakes, as I mentioned in an earlier video. Maybe early AAJ, but it seems like a cast bracket, almost like it's a factory bracket. I don't recognize these calipers. See a solid line on this one, but here I heard a little clinking, crunching sound as I'm driving and found that it's just the 3/8 bolts in place of the 7/16, not taking up enough space and probably ready to shear. And on this side, that solid line collided, as we saw from another perspective when it was on the trailer. So that really needs a proper line with a banjo fitting. But other than that, the frame is actually perfect. No issues on the frame, no rot on the frame, front to back, and then how you don't wipe back to front. We have a really good, the areas that matter are intact. So the whole front body mount area is good. Cowl mounts, first set of mounts to the inner rockers, original inner rockers. This section of floor was replaced. This whole cross member body mount fully intact. The rear body mount fully intact. Pretty much the same story on this side. Original floors, you know, up till the middle of the back floor. The whole center section's original. And then again, good inner rockers, good original inner rockers, pinch weld. Somebody torched off one of the seat brackets there, but up here, you know, first body mount, cowl mount, all that's good. Proportioning valve was added. It was a good idea. The center link is actually supposed to be straight. Maybe somebody heated this and bent it to get to the oil plug. I don't know. Got some cool exhaust innovations. I remember when I used to do that before I had a bender. Just pie cut and weld your bends into it. The trunk floor is not terrible. Not amazing, not terrible. Looks like it's kind of bowed in, so it'd just be popped down. Drop-offs, not terrible. Some rust in the trunk there. The wheel wells actually look really good. The drop-offs of the wheel wells are good. This side, the drop-off is probably a little better shape than the other, but still needs some attention. And some trunk floor repair, you know, some rust up there. The valance is a little mashed, but there, very fixable. Still has the little tab in the outer sheet metal on both sides. Guess that's how they carried around the quarter panels before they were part of the car. In looking at the drivetrain, I've said a few times it's a 58 318, but I actually didn't validate that yet. It might be a 58, might be 59, or even 60. It's been converted to a spin-on filter, and it has the 59 and up bell housing for the iron torque flight with the inspection cover. So this is a liquid-cooled torque flight, or should be, yes. It does have cooling lines. And that bell housing is one piece. It slides over the converter. It doesn't have the divider plate that goes on the block first, and then the converter with the through bolts, and then the second piece of the bell housing, the main bell, and then the trans. What do we have up there? Try and look through the phone. 52358. So a really, really late 58 trans or a really, really early 59 trans. That might be original to the car because that would have worked with Hemis and everything else. And kind of went over the steering in the other video, but needs a center link, needs an idler arm. The bushing is yeah, I don't think we're supposed to have that much movement. What do you think? Typical forward look aero tolerance. Pretty typical. Probably goes down the highway pretty straight though. And yeah, that's about it on here. A little overview. Lower control arm bushings actually look good because I don't see them and you don't want to see them. So when you don't see them, that means they're still in there somewhere. Man, there's a lot of residual pressure on this too. I wonder if it's hooked up to the back zone. That or the master has a residual valve in both zones. Now that I look at this, I think an exhaust shop made these tailpipes while I had the fuel cell, because the way they're angled and that far from the frame, I don't think the gas tank's going to fit in here. But that's fine because there's plenty of room to move them left and right, and I could probably throw a little bend on them and then, you know, reposition the mufflers. Since the head pipes are kind of ready to be redone anyway, probably working a new exhaust into this mix. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but we'll see. A new exhaust will fix the situation with the gas tank spacing.